What if I told you that your depression isn't actually depression? What if the flatness, the disconnection, the inability to feel joy, what if all that is your soul's way of telling you it's left your body? Here's what nobody in mental health training teaches you. Soul loss is very real and it looks exactly like depression, but treating it like depression won't fix it. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the 7 signs that what you're experiencing is soul loss, not depression, and why that distinction changes everything about how you heal. You're a trained professional. You know the DSM criteria for depression, and yet, despite having tried antidepressants and therapy and all the right interventions, nothing is working. You're still waking up feeling empty, despirited. Life feels muted. You go through the motions but feel like you're watching your life from outside your body. You've started to wonder if this is just who you are now. I'm Dr. Oscar Perez, the soul recovery specialist and the award-winning author of The Flowering War. I work specifically with healing professionals who've been trained to diagnose and treat mental health, but who've never been taught about the energetics of something like soul loss. And I can tell you, the exhaustion and disconnection that you're feeling isn't a chemical imbalance. It's your soul protecting itself by leaving. I'm going to walk you through the 7 signs that distinguish soul loss from depression and what each one reveals about what's actually happening. The first point is that you feel like you're watching your life from outside of your body. This is disassociation, but it's not just a trauma response. Soul loss creates a persistent feeling of detachment, like you're observing your own life rather than living it. You're present physically, but absent spiritually. Depression feels heavy. Soul loss feels hollow. This isn't depression making you numb. This is your soul stepping back to protect itself. Every healer that I work with describes the same thing. I'm here, but I'm not really here. They can function, see clients, show up, but they feel like they're piloting their body remotely, like their life is on autopilot. And it's not simply a chemical imbalance. It's spiritual displacement. Imagine your body as a house and your soul is the inhabitant. When the house becomes unsafe from too much pain, too much responsibility, too much holding others, a part of the soul leaves. The lights are on, the door is unlocked, but nobody is home. You can redecorate the house all you want with things like antidepressants or therapy, but until you make it safe for the soul to return, the house stays empty. Do you feel like you're going through the motions of your life but not actually experiencing it? That's sign number 1. And here's where it gets even clearer. The second thing is that nothing brings you joy, not even things that used to light you up. Anhedonia is a symptom of both depression and soul loss. But with depression, there's usually heaviness or sadness. With soul loss, there's just nothing. Flatness, absence. You can't feel joy because the part of you that experiences joy isn't in your body. You don't need more dopamine. You need your vitality back. The healers that I work with will say, I used to love hiking, reading, being with friends, and now I can do those things and feel absolutely nothing. They're not sad about it. They're just empty. That's soul loss, not depression. Joy requires presence. It's like trying to taste food when you have a cold. The food is fine, but you can't experience it. Your soul is what allows you to experience joy. When it's not in your body, the world becomes gray, flavorless. You need to stop trying to force yourself to feel joy and start asking, what made it unsafe for a part of me to stay fully present? But wait, there's another sign that's even more telling. The third thing is that you're exhausted in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Depression causes fatigue, but it's usually improved somewhat by rest. Soul loss creates bone-deep exhaustion that sleep doesn't touch. This is because your vitality, your life force is depleted. You can rest your body all you want, but if your soul isn't in it, you'll stay exhausted. Here's the truth. You can't rest your soul back into your body. And I hear this constantly. I'm exhausted no matter how much I sleep. 8 hours, 10 hours, it doesn't matter. They wake up drained. That's because the exhaustion isn't physical. It is spiritual and energetic depletion. Ask yourself, do you wake up tired even after a full night's sleep? Does rest feel pointless because it actually doesn't restore you? Do you feel like you're running on empty even when you haven't done anything? If the answer is yes to all three, you're not dealing with physical fatigue. You're dealing with soul level depletion. And this next sign, it's the one most therapists completely overlook. If you're recognizing yourself in these signs, subscribe for more content on soul recovery, not just symptom management. Link below for a soul recovery consultation if you're ready to go deeper. The fourth point is that you've lost your sense of purpose or calling. Depression can make you lose interest in things, but soul loss, it makes you forget why you're here. You used to feel called to your work as a healer, but now it just feels like a job. Or worse, like it's draining you. This happens because your soul carries your sense of purpose, and when it leaves, purpose leaves with it. You didn't lose your calling. Your calling lost access to you. The healers who come to me often say, I used to love this work, but now I'm just going through the motions. I don't know why I'm even doing this anymore. And they haven't lost their gifts. They've lost connection to the part of themselves that feels called to use them. Purpose is like a radio signal. Your soul is the antenna. When your soul leaves your body, the signal gets fuzzy. Then it cuts out entirely. The station is still broadcasting. You just can't receive it anymore. Do you feel like you've lost your why? Like the work that used to feel meaningful now feels empty or obligatory? That's soul loss affecting your sense of purpose. Now, here's a sign that often gets misread as imposter syndrome. And it's one that so many people suffer from. It's the fifth point, and it's that you feel like a fraud even though you know you're skilled at what you do. Depression creates self-doubt, but soul loss creates a disconnection from your own sense of competence. You know intellectually that you're skilled, but you don't feel it. This happens because you're disconnected from the part of you that embodies your gifts. You're performing your role, but you're not inhabiting it. This isn't imposter syndrome. This is soul level displacement. I see this pattern repeatedly. Highly trained, experienced healers who objectively know that they're good at what they do, but they feel like frauds. Not because they doubt their skills, but because they're so disconnected from themselves that they can't feel their own presence in their work. Here's what you need to stop doing. You need to stop trying to fake it till you make it. You need to stop pushing through the disconnection, and you need to stop assuming that this is just low confidence. You need to start recognizing this as a sign that your soul isn't in your body during your work. Start asking, what would need to change for me to feel present in my own life? Start creating space for your soul to return before trying to perform your role. And here's the final sign, the one that confirms you're dealing with soul loss. You feel disconnected from your body. Depression affects mood. Soul loss affects embodiment. You might feel numb, disconnected, like your body is just a vehicle that you're operating. Physical sensations feel distant or muted. This is because your soul, your animating force, isn't fully inhabiting your physical form. You're not in your head. You're out of your body entirely. Healers will tell me, I don't feel my body unless something really hurts. I eat, but don't taste food. I move, but don't feel grounded. That's not depression. That's the absence of the soul. in the body. Your body is like a house with no one living in it. The structure is intact, the utilities work, but it's empty. You can walk through it, use it, maintain it, but there's no warmth, no life. That's what soul loss feels like from the inside. Do you feel like you're floating through life? Like you're not fully in your body? That's soul displacement. Now, here's the seventh sign, and it's the most important one. Antidepressants and therapy haven't actually fixed it. This is the definitive sign. You've done everything right for depression. Medication, therapy, self-care, and you're still not restored. That's because you can't treat soul loss with tools designed for depression. Soul loss requires soul retrieval, the intentional calling back of your vitality and your spirit into your body. Treating soul loss with antidepressants is like trying to fill a cup with a hole in the bottom. You can keep pouring, but nothing stays. The cup, your body, is intact. The water, which is the intervention, is fine, but the hole, or the soul displacement, prevents the solution from working. Tonight, do this simple soul check-in. Sit quietly and place both hands on your heart. Close your eyes and ask out loud or silently, am I here? Is my soul in my body right now? And just notice what comes up. Don't try to force an answer. If you feel absence, emptiness, or no, well, then that's confirmation that a part of you is missing. Say, I'm ready for you to come back. I'm making it safe for you to return. This works because it creates conscious acknowledgement of the soul displacement. It begins the dialogue with the part of you that left. It signals safety and invitation for return. And it starts the process of soul retrieval through intention. Now, if you recognize yourself in these signs, you're not broken. You're not treatment resistant. You're experiencing soul loss. And that requires a different kind of healing. One that honors the spiritual dimension of your exhaustion and invites your vitality back home. Subscribe for more on soul recovery for burned out healers. And if you're ready to begin the process of calling your soul back, check the link in the description for a soul recovery consultation. You deserve to feel whole again.